Something shifted in the atmosphere on February 5th. You might have missed it if you were looking for lightning or listening for thunder, but you felt it. It was a subtle internal click, like a lock tumbling into place after years of being jammed. A significant shift has just transpired in the heavenly realms, and you were the direct cause. Just hours ago, or perhaps in the quiet moments of the morning, you were presented with a choice. It was a small, almost instantaneous decision that no one else witnessed. There was no audience. There was no applause. In fact, to the outside world, it looked like nothing happened at all. But in the spiritual realm, everything changed. You nearly followed the old familiar path. You felt the heat rise in your chest, the words forming on your tongue, the familiar script of defense and reaction ready to play out as it has 1,000 times before. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you. And strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment. But you resisted. In that silent moment of defiance against a lifelong pattern, God Himself leaned in. He did not lean in for the act itself, but for the person you are becoming. This quiet rebellion cancelled a spiritual assignment that has shadowed you for years. The lightness you feel now, the deeper breath in your lungs, that is the physical evidence of a spiritual victory. The heavens responded not with loud fanfare, but with a profound, knowing approval, because your action was not for an audience, it was for Him. You see, the enemy is now in disarray, forced to recalculate his strategy because you have fundamentally altered your spiritual coordinates. Generations to come will benefit from the favor you unlocked in secret today. God brought you here to this very video to understand the gravity of what you accomplished before doubt can diminish it. This is a divine marker in your timeline. The courts of heaven fell silent as you made that choice. Then a sound echoed. God laughed. Not a laugh of mockery, but a deep, joyful laugh of a proud father seeing his child finally understand, finally choosing the right way without prompting. Before we go any further into what this means for your future, I need you to confirm something for yourself. If you felt that resistance, if you felt that moment where you almost snapped but chose peace instead, click the like button right now. It is not just a button, it is a digital agreement, a signal that you are part of this shift. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We are building a community of those who are breaking chains, and you do not want to walk this next season alone. Let's talk about what actually happened in that secret moment. You see, forgiveness and restraint are often portrayed as weakness in our modern world. We are taught to clap back, to set the record straight, to ensure our voice is heard. But there is a science to the spirit. When you hold on to offense, when you react with the same frequency that was thrown at you, you enter into a state of coherence with the enemy. Your cortisol spikes, your heart rhythm becomes erratic, and spiritually, you shackle yourself to the very person or situation you hate. But on February 5th, you broke that coherence. The angels saw the internal war you waged and won in those few seconds. That victory, though unsung on earth, was documented in the annals of your hidden faithfulness. Your action was precisely timed to derail a specific trap the enemy had laid for you. Think about the situation again. It was designed to trigger you. It was perfectly crafted to touch your deepest wound, perhaps a wound of rejection, of not being heard, or of injustice. The enemy knows your buttons because he helped install them. He expected the reaction. He was banking on it. The strategy against you for the coming month relied entirely on you taking the bait today. But you didn't. That moment of hesitation you felt was not weakness. It was warfare. You paid a price in that moment. You paid with the satisfaction of being right. You paid with the release of anger. And that sacrifice is what made it sacred. For too long, a voice has whispered that your small efforts are meaningless, keeping you from seeing your own progress. You might have walked away from that interaction thinking, I should have said more, or did I just let them walk all over me? But today, you shattered that lie. You proved your growth. The wound of not enough is beginning to close. God is not disappointed in you. He is filled with delight, celebrating the person He is molding you to be. Your secret obedience has an immense weight, and it has unlocked something that has been waiting for years. I want you to understand the biology of what you just did. When you choose forgiveness or restraint, you are literally rewiring your brain. Neuroplasticity tells us that neurons that fire together wire together. For years, maybe decades, the path of anger and reaction was a superhighway in your mind. It was automatic. But today, you took a machete to the jungle of your mind and carved a new path. It was difficult. It felt unnatural. That is why it was exhausted. But because you did it, the next time will be easier. And the time after that, even easier. You are physically changing the structure of your brain to align with the mind of Christ. But the spiritual implication is even weightier. There is a concept in the ancient texts about the secret place. We often think of the secret place as a prayer closet or a quiet room. But the true secret place is the condition of your heart when no one is watching. It is what you do with your pain when you are alone. It is how you respond to disrespect when you have the power to destroy the other person. But you choose mercy. That is the secret place where God dwells. And on February 5th, you met Him there. Why is this date significant? Why now? We are moving into a season of acceleration. The delays you have felt in your life, the stagnation in your career, your relationships, or your health, were often tied to these invisible tethers of unforgiveness and reaction. You cannot enter a new level of authority while carrying the baggage of the old level. The test you faced was a gatekeeper. It was asking, are you ready for what comes next? By choosing peace, you answered yes. The enemy is terrified of a believer who cannot be offended. Think about that. If you cannot be offended, you cannot be controlled. Offense is the bait. It is the hook in the jaw that drags you out of your destiny and into a mud fight. When you refuse the bait, you become invisible to the enemy's radar. He looks for the heat signature of anger, and when he doesn't find it, he loses his target. You have effectively gone into stealth mode in the spirit. I want to share a revelation that might change how you see your past struggles. Many of you watching this are chosen ones. You have always felt different, like you didn't fit in with your family or your peers. You have faced battles that seemed disproportionate to your actions. You wondered, why is it so hard for me? Here is the truth. The enemy attacks you not because you are weak, but because you are dangerous. He attacks your identity because if you ever realized who you truly are, you would be unstoppable. The pattern of reaction, of anger, of holding grudges, that was the containment field. It was the fence keeping your power limited. Today, you kicked a hole in that fence. God smiled because He saw you finally realize that you don't need to defend yourself. When you defend yourself, God rests. But when you rest, God defends you. That is the divine exchange. By staying silent, by forgiving in secret, you handed the case over to the Supreme Judge. You moved the battle from the courtroom of earth, where you might lose, to the court of heaven, where you have a pristine advocate. Now let's go deeper into the secret aspect of this forgiveness. Why does it matter that it was in secret? Because public virtue is often just performance. We live in a world of virtue signaling where people do good deeds only if there is a camera to record it. But the kingdom of God operates on the currency of the heart. When you forgave that person, maybe it was a parent who hurt you years ago, an ex-partner, or a boss who disrespected you, and you did it without demanding an apology, without telling a soul. You purified your motives. You stripped the ego out of the equation. That purity is powerful. It is like a laser beam that cuts through the darkness. There is a specific reason why this message is finding you now. You are standing on the precipice of a breakthrough that requires a lighter heart. You could not carry that resentment where you are going. It was too heavy, it was too dense. The altitude you are about to ascend to has thin air. It requires efficient spiritual lungs. Resentment is like smoking in the spirit. It clogs your capacity to breathe in the grace of God. Today you took a deep, clean breath. Can you feel it? I want you to take a moment right now. Close your eyes if it is safe to do so. Scan your body. Do you feel a release in your shoulders? Is your stomach less knotted? That is not just relaxation. That is deliverance. You delivered yourself through obedience. We often wait for a pastor or a prophet to lay hands on us, but true deliverance often comes through our own decisions to align with God's word against our own feelings. The next revelation may shock you. The person you forgave or the situation you released might not change. They might continue to be toxic. They might never apologize. And that is okay, because the forgiveness was never for them. It was for you. It was to untether you from their dysfunction. As long as you hated them, you were tied to them. You were drinking poison and expecting them to die. Today, you put the cup down. God smiled because he wants you free, not just right. Let's address the cliffhanger in your spirit. The fear that if you don't fight back, you will be a doormat. This is the lie that keeps millions in bondage. Meekness is not weakness. It is power under control. Think of a wild stallion that has been tamed. It hasn't lost its strength. It has simply submitted its strength to the master. You are that stallion. You have immense power, immense capacity for destruction if you chose it, but you chose to submit that power to God. That is what makes you a dangerous weapon in the hands of the Creator. As we move through February, you are going to notice a shift in how people treat you. This is the favor part of the equation. When you change your internal frequency, your external reality must rearrange itself to match. It is a law of the universe. You might find that people who used to irritate you simply drift away. You might find that opportunities that were closed suddenly open. Why? Because you are no longer broadcasting the signal of a victim. You are broadcasting the signal of a victor. But be warned, the enemy will not give up easily. He will test this new resolve. In the next few days, possibly even within 24 hours of watching this, you will be tested again. A similar situation will arise. A similar comment will be made. This is the check to see if the work was real. Do not be discouraged when this happens. Recognize it for what it is, a pop quiz. And this time, you have the cheat sheet. You know that silence is your sword and forgiveness is your shield. When that test comes, I want you to remember this moment. Remember that God is smiling, waiting to see you win again. There is a prophetic dimension to this as well. February 5th marks a turning point not just for you, but for your bloodline. Many of you come from families where grudges are held like heirlooms, where silence is used as a weapon and anger is the primary language. You are the cycle breaker. It is an exhausting job. It is a lonely job, but it is the most important job in the world. By choosing differently today, you effectively said, "It stops with me." The trauma stops here. The bitterness stops here. My children and my children's children will not carry this stone. God's laughter, that joyful sound the angels heard, was the sound of a chain snapping. A chain that may have been forged in the 1950s or the 1800s by ancestors you never knew. But because you, the chosen one, the one awake enough to watch a video like this, decided to act, the timeline has been cleansed. I want to challenge you. This secret victory needs to be sealed. You don't need to tell the person you forgave, but you need to tell the universe that you are standing in this new truth. In the comments below, I want you to write a declaration. Don't write the details of the hurt. Don't give the enemy glory by rehashing the story. Simply write, "I choose peace. The cycle ends with me." Let that be your memorial stone. Let the other people reading the comments see your strength and be encouraged by it. As you engage with this content, as you like and comment, you are building a grid of support. You are not just a passive viewer. You are an active participant in a global wave of consciousness. We are moving from the age of information to the age of intuition and integrity. What you do in the dark matters more than what you do in the light. Let's return to the feeling of God smiling. Imagine the face of someone who loves you unconditionally. Imagine the look of pride when you succeed at something difficult. That is the gaze resting on you right now. It is warm. It is protective. It is empowering. You don't have to earn it. You already have it. But your obedience allows you to feel it. What about the lost time? You might be thinking, I wasted so many years being angry. God is the redeemer of time. He can restore the years the locusts have eaten. The energy you used to spend on maintaining your defenses is now available for creativity, for love, for building your dreams. Watch how your productivity spikes in the coming weeks. Watch how your sleep deepens. Your body was not designed to carry chronic anger. It was breaking you down at a cellular level. Now the healing begins. This is also a call to deeper discernment. In the past, you engaged with every battle because you didn't know which ones were distractions. Now, with this victory under your belt, your spiritual vision is clearing. You will be able to see the trap before you step in it. You will see the puppet strings on the people trying to annoy you. You will realize it's not them, it's the entity using them, and you will have compassion instead of rage. That compassion is the ultimate shield. I want to speak to the chosen one who feels lonely. You often feel like no one understands the depth of your emotions or the intensity of your spiritual life. That loneliness is actually a form of consecration. You were set apart. If you fit in everywhere, you wouldn't be able to lead anyone anywhere. You are the scout, going ahead of the tribe to find the safe path. Today, you found a path through the valley of the shadow of death, and you came out the other side without smelling like smoke. The enemy's strategy was to keep you in a loop of trigger, reaction, guilt, repeat. Trigger, reaction, guilt, repeat. It is a hypnotic rhythm that puts the soul to sleep. You woke up, you broke the rhythm. You introduced a new note into the song of your life, the note of grace. And that note shattered the glass ceiling that has been over your head. Now a warning and an encouragement. The feeling of victory you have right now might fade. Emotions are like the weather. They change. But the fact of your victory is like the geography. It remains. When the feelings fade, do not doubt what happened. Do not let the enemy gaslight you into thinking, I made it all up. You didn't. The shift was real. The smile of God was real. Stand on the fact, not the feeling. There is a mystery here. When you forgive in secret, you unlock hidden manna. This is spiritual nourishment that others don't have access to. You will find yourself understanding scripture or spiritual concepts that used to be confusing. You will find wisdom bubbling up in your conversations. This is the reward. God doesn't pay in cash. He pays in wisdom, presence, and power. You have just made a massive deposit into your spiritual bank account. As we draw this to a close, I want you to visualize the coming week. Imagine yourself walking through your days with this new secret. You have a secret weapon, the ability to let go. Imagine the frustration of the enemy when his attacks slide right off you. You are becoming Teflon to the darkness. This video is not just information, it is an activation. By listening to this, you have agreed to step into a higher standard. You are saying, I am ready to be the person God saw when he smiled. If this message resonated with your spirit, if you felt that internal yes, then you know this was appointed for you. Do not let this moment pass without anchoring it. Share this video with someone you know is struggling with letting go. You don't have to preach to them. Just send the link and say, I thought of you. You might be the catalyst for their freedom. Remember, the greatest battles are not fought on battlefields with guns and tanks. They are fought in the quiet chambers of the human heart, in the microseconds between a stimulus and a response. You won the battle of February 5th. You are a victor. You are a chosen one, and your Father is smiling. Walk in this truth today. Let the lightness be your guide, and keep your eyes open, because when you change, everything around you changes. The best is not just coming, it has already begun in the secret place. Until next time, keep the faith, keep the focus, and remember, heaven is watching, and today heaven is cheering. End of transmission. But there is a secondary danger I must warn you about, something that happens precisely 24 to 48 hours after a major spiritual victory like the one you just claimed. It is called the energetic backlash, or in scientific terms, the homeostatic impulse. You see, your nervous system has been addicted to the chemistry of stress, anger, and defense for decades. When you suddenly cut off the supply of cortisol and adrenaline by choosing peace, your body goes into withdrawal. It might feel like boredom, it might feel like a sudden wave of inexplicable sadness, or it might manifest as a physical exhaustion so deep you can barely move. Do not mistake this for defeat. This is the detox. This is the moment the parasite is starving and it is screaming for food. Most people fail here. They feel that sudden drop in energy, that void where the anger used to be, and they panic. They unconsciously go looking for a fight, just to feel normal again, just to get that hit of familiar chemical intensity. I need you to be smarter than your biology today. When the silence comes and it feels heavy, do not run from it. That heaviness is actually the weight of glory settling upon you. It is the feeling of your soul re-entering your body after years of living in the fight-or-flight projection of the mind. This brings us to a profound realization about your environment. As you hold this new frequency, you will notice a strange phenomenon. People will start to act out around you. It is as if your calmness provokes their chaos. You might be sitting at dinner, saying absolutely nothing controversial, and a family member or partner will suddenly pick a fight. They will try to push buttons that no longer exist. Why does this happen? Because your light is irritating their demons. Your silence is a mirror reflecting their noise, and they hate what they see. In the past, you would have defended yourself. You would have explained, argued, and lowered your vibration to match theirs. But now, you have the secret. You understand that this is not personal, it is energetic pressure. They are trying to siphon energy from you to fill their own void. Do not give it to them. Visualize a glass wall between you and them. You can see them, you can hear them, but their energy cannot touch you. Observe them with curiosity, not judgment. Think to yourself, look at how uncomfortable the darkness is in the presence of light. This shift in perspective turns a painful conflict into a spiritual study. Before we go deeper into the specific signs that your chosen one status is activating a new timeline for you, I want you to take a micro action right now. If you are committed to mastering this calm, if you are done being food for the energy vampires, press that like button. It's not just for the algorithm, it's a digital signal of your intent. And if you haven't already, join this community by subscribing. We are building a legion of high-frequency individuals here, and you belong with us. Now let's talk about the dreamscape. Many of you have reported vivid, intense, sometimes terrifying dreams immediately after deciding to forgive or let go of a grudge. This is a good sign. It means the battle has moved from your waking life to your subconscious. Your spirit is cleaning house. When you stop fighting in the physical world, your spirit is free to fight in the astral. You might dream of old houses, old lovers, or being chased. Do not be afraid. These are symbolic representations of old timelines collapsing. You are shedding skin. There is a specific ancient concept I want to introduce you to, Wu Wei, or effortless action. For years you have been forcing doors open. You have been grinding, hustling, and fighting for every scrap of respect and success. That was the warrior phase, but the warrior eventually must become the king or the queen. The king does not run around the battlefield swinging a sword. The king sits on the throne and issues decrees. His power comes from his position, not his exertion. You are graduating to the throne room. This means your manifestation process is changing. Instead of making it happen, you're going to let it come. This is terrifying for a control freak. And let's be honest, trauma made you a control freak because you felt unsafe. But look at the data of your own life. How many times did your anxiety actually solve the problem? 0. How many times did your anger actually change the other person's heart? 0. It is time to try the counterintuitive approach. The next 72 hours are critical. I want to give you a challenge, a silence fast. I don't mean you can't speak. I mean you fast from explaining yourself. If someone misunderstands you, let them. If someone judges you, let them. If a rumor spreads, let it die of starvation, because you refuse to feed it with a response. This is the ultimate power move. It signals to the universe that your identity is no longer dependent on the approval of others. When you stop defending your character, God starts defending it for you, and his defense is far more effective than your arguments. Let's pivot to the financial aspect of this spiritual shift, because we cannot ignore the material world. There is a direct correlation between chronic anger and financial stagnation. Anger is a constrictive energy. It tightens the muscles, the blood vessels, and the energetic channels. Money is a current. It requires flow. When you're in a state of chronic defense, you are literally repelling opportunities. You're so focused on the enemy that you miss the open doors. Watch what happens to your finances in the next 30 days as you maintain this new frequency of letting go. You will find that luck increases. A refund check arrives. A client calls out of the blue. A debt is forgiven. This isn't magic. It's physics. You have removed the resistance from the wire so the current can flow stronger. You are becoming a superconductor for abundance. But you must remain vigilant. The moment money starts to flow, the enemy will send a distraction, a car breakdown, a sudden bill, a family emergency, to try and pull you back into fear and constriction. Recognize it, laugh at it, say, I see what you are doing and I am not taking the bait. I want to address a very specific group of you listening right now. Those of you who feel like you are late. You feel like you wasted 10, 20, maybe 30 years being angry, being lost, being asleep. You look at your age and you feel a panic that you missed your destiny. Listen to me closely. In the spiritual realm, time is not linear. God can restore the years the locusts have eaten. 1 year of walking in your true power can outproduce 50 years of grinding in the flesh. You are not late, you were in training. Every scar you have is now a credential. You can help people that the perfect gurus cannot reach, because you know the darkness, you know the smell of the valley. Your history is your greatest asset, not your liability. But to activate this restoration, you must stop looking back. The rearview mirror is smaller than the windshield for a reason. There is a story in the ancient texts about Lot's wife, who turned into a pillar of salt because she looked back at the destruction of her old city. Salt represents preservation. She was preserved in her moment of trauma. When you replay your past, when you replay the arguments, when you stalk your ex on social media, you are turning yourself into a pillar of salt. You are freezing yourself in the vibration of the past. Stop it. Cut the cord. The past is a dead country. Don't buy real estate there. Let's go deeper into the symptoms of your ascension. You might notice your dietary preferences changing. Suddenly, heavy, processed foods don't sit right. You might crave water, fresh fruits, lighter meals. This is biological intelligence awakening. Your cells are trying to purge the density to match your rising vibration. Listen to your body. It is the vehicle for your purpose. If you keep putting low-grade fuel in a Ferrari, you will ruin the engine. You are the Ferrari. Treat yourself with that level of respect. And what about the loneliness? I touched on this before, but we need to go deeper. The chosen one often walks a solitary path, but there is a difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is the pain of being alone. Solitude is the glory of being alone. In solitude, you are not empty. You are full of presence. You are in the company of the divine. If you are currently in a season where the phone isn't ringing and the invitations have stopped, do not mourn. You are in the incubator. An eagle does not learn to fly in a flock. It learns in the isolation of the high cliffs. This isolation is protection. If you were surrounded by your old crowd right now, they would talk you out of your destiny. They would mock your new insights. They would drag you back down to their level of comfort. The universe has isolated you to insulate you. Use the attention. You need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you. And strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuzazara readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment.